Hey there, hi there, ho there, peeps. Good morning. It is really dark, and I'll turn on a light. Maybe that'll work. No. All right. Anyway, it's really dark. It's early in the morning. I am leaving this video this morning to give you some inspiration, and I am going to try to make it quick because I realize that I am a descriptive talker. I took descriptive writing classes, and for a while, and I love descriptive writing. I love story writing, and so I tend to speak like I write. And that's not a bad thing. I used to beat myself up for that, but I'm going to get to the point. When change, it's very hard to change, especially when you are trying to change a bad habit or trying to change a habit that hasn't been beneficial to you. When we grow up, we're fed with a lot of ideas about who we are before we even become who we are or who we're going to be. And these things that we're fed can be positive things and can be negative things, and it is often, if not always, the root cause to why we are the way we are, whether we have high self-esteem and or low self-esteem. When your family constantly tells you or calls you stupid or dumb or says, anything negative about you, even though in your rebellion you may detest or try to pretend like the name doesn't affect you, and you can say things like sticks and stones break my bones and the like, right? But and you can pretend like those things don't bother you. But all in all, there is but all in all, this guy is walking his dog, and I don't want his dog to take a whiz on my car, so I was watching him to let him know that I'm still sitting in here. But all in all, whether you are fed negative things or positive things like you're so pretty, you're so smart, you're so beautiful, you are going to believe those things. Because there are a lot of people in this world who are not smart and who are not pretty. I'm sorry, but it's true. And because they've been fed this stuff or been fed these ideas by people telling them, family, friends, teachers, whatever, over and over again, subconsciously is what they believe, and it affects how they behave. Anyway, change is what I'm talking about. When you are fed like I was for so many years with the negative feedback and the negative affirmations, you tend to develop self-esteem that may be low, and not low in the sense that, not necessarily low in the sense that you cannot function and or you don't push yourself. But in my case, a lot of the things allowed me, or a lot of the things that I was fed, and eventually hearing it from other people and other sources began to take over what I thought about myself. So I would also say I didn't pass this test, or I'm stupid. And I probably wouldn't say it out loud, but it would probably be subconscious. Anyway, when I got to the point where I realized, and I started listening to people like Les Brown, and there's a girl here on Facebook, Breenie Lee. She's like a person that I started listening to way later, but and I started listening to stories of people who have gone through very similar things to what I've gone through as a child, who are now billionaires and very successful and even motivational speakers. I learned that you can reverse the psyche. You can reverse the negative affirmations that were instilled in you by depositing positive affirmations, even if you don't believe it. Just like as a kid, you didn't believe it. You didn't have anything to believe. You just listened to what they said. When you start to change and you start to behave as though you're worth something, a lot of people who have been in your life for a long time, who have known you possibly to be a pushover, who have known you as a person that they can get over on, or as a person that they can talk to any kind of way, they can disrespect in any kind of way, just a person who didn't require a lot of consideration, who didn't require a lot of, respect. Those people that are in your life sometimes they have a harder time with your change than you do. And for some people, that can knock you off your grind and make you feel like it's not worth it, because you have to actually sometimes start all over with relationships in your life. And I'm just here to encourage you this morning and tell you that um, crying, weeping endures for the evening, but joy comes in the morning. And when I say that, I mean that, change is going to be hard, and, change is going to hurt a little bit. It may have to break you down. It may have to tear some skin, so to speak. But the outcome is going to be better and beneficial for you. It's going to make you happier, and it's going to make you happy in the long run. So just bear with it, even if you find yourself fighting. And I mean, for me, I'm actually getting to the point where I'm not fighting as hard against the loss of relationships. I'm just agreeing to disagree. Like, you don't accept my change. You don't accept where I'm going. You don't respect where I'm going, and I'm gonna agree to disagree with you. And you got that. You can have that. And yeah, so again, change is difficult, change is hard, change is sometimes hurtful. You may lose friends, you may lose family members on the way. And I'm not saying to be disrespectful, but I'm saying that you got to be firm. And when people start to doubt you, or try to redeposit those negative affirmations and saying those negative things about you, they want to continue saying those negative things about you to reinforce the way you may have treated yourself or felt about yourself in the past, because that's the you that they're used to. Then sometimes the best thing for you to do is to separate from those people, leave them alone. And although it may be difficult and it may be hurtful for you, it is actually what's best for you in order for you to be the best you that you can be. So I'm going to take the words of DJ Khaled and say, bless up, peace.